una era que se obstinaba hacia la nostalgia del Britpop y el punk, surge una escena de la música. Una escena que está acompañada por una banda que redefinió el indie rock de los 2000. Con obras como su homónimo en 2004, el You Could Have It So Much Better en 2005 o el Always Ascending en 2018, han creado sonidos que mezclan lo energético del rock con ritmos bailables, algo que ha sido fuente de inspiración para generaciones de músicos. Al momento de esta grabación nos encontramos a meses de recibir su nuevo disco, The Human Fear. Ya contamos con el primer sencillo, Audacious. Lo que están por ver es un episodio especial del Mixtape, en el cual pudimos platicar un rato con Alex y Bob. Motivo de este episodio especial, estaremos sorteando una copia de Hits to the Head firmado por Alex y Bob. Entérate en nuestras redes cómo participar y además no olvides seguirnos y suscribirte para enterarte de futuras dinámicas y seguir los futuros episodios.
It's
but
really
just
cool.
a few because we can't take everything here. So.
It's a nice setup, though.
Yeah,
because these hotel function rooms, they can be very boring. You know?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
So thank you. At least you've got the beautiful hotel art.
We called it the Picasso. We know it's not a Picasso book. So, hello guys hola al Mixtape, este espacio que ya saben mucho. Tenemos a dos invitados de super lujo, de super lujo. Tenemos a Alex y a Bob de Franz Ferdinand. How are you guys?
Yeah, really good.
That's nice to know. So, okay, so start this up. You're fresh from your Pulso GNP performance in Querétaro. What were you listening to on the way here to Mexico?
I'm trying to think, what were you listening to on the plane?
Yep, what did I listen to on the plane? I listened to the new album by Beak. Do you know Beak? It was Jeff Barrow who was in Portishead. It's his project, and the new album is just amazing. So I've been listening to that quite a lot recently. I'm going to look at my phone.
Tell me my phone as well, because I've forgotten when I opened the relevant DSP, I can see. Oh, I know what I was listening to. I was actually listening to a couple of old things that I've known for a long time. I was listening to an album by a band called the Minutemen, called Double Nickels on the Dime. I love this band, and D. Boone, the guitarist, something about his style, like he came out, there was a punk rock movement, but played in a very, very different way from regular punk rock. It's this very thin, wiry kind of way of playing, and him mixed with the bass, it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, I love this band.
Yeah, okay. And yesterday in the van on the way from the airport, I listened to the new Nick Cave album again, which is fantastic. Have you heard that?
I've not heard it yet.
It's called Wild God. It's incredible. I mean...
Okay,
yeah.
So we know music is it's always evolving. We have new bands, new songs, new albums, new everything every day. So how do you discover new music?
It's something like that just now when one of my friends tells me to listen to something, like Bob saying, the new Nick Cave record is great. So I'll trust my friend's judgment probably more than anything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's traditionally, I was a teenager in the 90s. That's the only way you really found out about music. It was like at the bus stop, and have you heard? Listen to this, and like swapping cassettes that you recorded. Someone had an album, they'd record it onto a cassette for you, and then you'd listen to it like that. That was how I discovered that's how I got into music independently of my parents.
but that's changed with technology as well. So a lot of friends of mine will now send me rather than like swapping a tape at the bus stop, like you're saying, like a lot of my friends will send me a message with a link to something on a DSP or a YouTube clip or something like that, and sort of say, hey, have a listen to this, I think you're going to like this.
It's the same, but it just happens at light speed.
Yes. Yeah.
So in this idea of discovering new music, have you had the chance to explore Mexican music? Either the traditional or something more new, like,
I'm trying to think what I know about Mexican music. I think I have to confess a great degree of ignorance here. I do know that you do get sort of Mexican cumbias. And one time I was in Mexico City and did go to a club that had these amazing cumbia bands. I don't know who the music. I don't know the names of the songs. See, my Spanish is terrible, so I don't really know the names of the songs. But it's very cool, and that's an interesting music because that's obviously got very deep roots going back to folk music as well. And there's modern versions of it, and it's something that's evolving still, but also seems to go right across Latin America, not just Mexico as well. So
I'm aware there's a lot of bands currently active in Mexico City, but I think this is the situation where you need to come to our metaphorical bus stop and give us a metaphorical tape of it so we can discover more.
So this is nothing about a promotion, but have you ever heard about the corridos tumbados? This is a new, it's like the music, the Mexican music genre that it's all over the world.
Okay.
And it's like, it has a lot of instruments. It's pretty crazy. Have you ever heard about it?
No,
send us some links.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to play us some. Is that the kind of music that will have the big bass acoustic guitar? Yes, I know. I didn't know the name, but yes, I'm aware of that. Yes.
So you say you like cumbias because there's like this interesting. I don't know if it's a band, but there was like something very popular back then. That they're like cumbia groups that made some Spanish covers. So there's like one, there are two pretty much famous. It's the Modern Talking, Brother Louis, I don't know if you know that song, and the Electric Light Orchestra, Last Train to London.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's probably, if you search a Franz Ferdinand cumbia version of
people have sent me cumbia versions of Franz Ferdinand. Some of them are really wild.
It's
really creative. Cool. You know, it's like. I do love that. I love the idea that a song is strong enough to be able to be played in any genre. You know, like you can take it and take the essence of the song and stick a different beat on it. It's a good idea.
Okay, and so to wrap up, do you have any series, movies, songs, or bands recommendations?
Oh, okay. Movies recently. Oh, you watched Napoleon on the plane.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah. It's very long and involved. And it feels like a nerdy guy's movie.
Which one?
Napoleon.
Oh, Napoleon, the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Was that?
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes. Yeah. He was very good. Do you know the one aspect it was very good, like the battle scenes are incredible, and you see his like mind-blowing strategy sort of like it's juxtaposed against his really brutal personality. Like his idea of romance is really quite.
I think that's the part I found the deepest. His romance with all the women, the way that he wanted a child, and the way he does everything.
I need to watch it.
It's so good.
I missed it at the theater, so
the best thing it's amazing. They make him look really short as well. I don't know how to do it, but like when he's walking around, it looks like a
perspective.
I think the CGI did.
Okay. Yeah. The last film the thing about Napoleon was because it's so long, I didn't want to watch it on a little screen, and I was annoyed when I missed it.
Yeah. I feel like I let myself down.
And my TV at home isn't that big, you know. It's the last thing I saw at the cinema that really stayed with me was the last Wim Wenders film, which is called Perfect Days.
Oh, I've not seen that.
It's set in Tokyo. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. There's very little dialogue, and it's about this middle-aged guy who's estranged from his family, and you don't quite find out why. But he just has this routine. He's got a job as a lavatory attendant in Shibuya in Tokyo, but every day he has the same kind of routine. He's obsessed with music. And he has this obsessively curated cassette collection. And in his spare time, he goes to vintage music shops and hunts down rare cassettes. And he also has a photography project that he does every day. And he's an obsessive reader. And he goes to the secondhand bookshop and hunts down but it's absolutely beautiful. I just came out of it. I think about it all the time.
What's the name of the movie?
I think it's called Perfect Days. Perfect Days or Perfect Day. I think Perfect Days. It's Wim Wenders, and it's set in Tokyo. It's very good.
I saw another Wim Wenders film recently again, which was, I guess, one of his earlier films, The American Friend. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, years ago. But,
God, it's again really, really beautiful and it's all shot a lot of it's shot in Paris, And I live in Paris now, but it's got, you know, the bit around the 16th where there's all those sort of like 70s tower blocks.
Yeah.
It's like it's shot around there as it's being built.
Wow.
And it's just incredible. I think a good director like that lets you see something from a perspective you've never seen before.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. And talking about movie songs, bands. I mean, you already told us what you were listening to, but if there's any particular thing that you want to do a shout out?
Well, we recently did a series of dates in Scotland, and we played with a band called Brenda, who very new. They're from Glasgow. It's a 3-piece, 3 girls, and they are so fun. It's like synthesizers amazing. And drums, but they just got such a personality on stage, and their songs are fantastic.
Well, also, the melodies are fantastic, like such strong. Because often when a good band comes out of a local scene, it's kind of like, you know, they're cool, the personality's great, but there's, you know, the tunes are maybe not as big as you'd hope for.
I mean, they're a super hip Glasgow band.
Yeah.
And we went to play with them in the Highlands, like in the very far north of Scotland, and it felt very exciting to like play with like this like very cool band like in the
they're great. They're great. I love them. You should go out and listen to them.
Yeah, Brenda. Yeah,
Brenda.
That's great. So that's been the mixtape with Franz Ferdinand.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for taking the studio here to meet us.
Yeah,
thank you.
Hope you got to visit us some days.
I hope so. Yeah, that would be nice. Will you take Picasso?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, how you guys doing? You ready? In the mixtape.